It's trial time! It says part 2-1. What does that mean? 2-1. It's like a first part of the trial or something? What? Prosecutor Von Karma? You mean... Well, no, I heard it's his successor this time. Successor? Manfred Von Karma was a really sinister man. He pulled all sorts of nasty tricks so he could win. Also banged his head on the wooden like stand very hard, you know? I wonder if he left a dent. He was a man obsessed with the word perfection. Like this thing. What do you call this thing? Like, I guess this wooden... what do you call it? Wall? I guess it's a wall? Sort of like a wall? I don't know. He banged his head on it. Anyway. He had a perfect record of 40 long years. The plaintiff thing, I guess? I don't know. He knows what sorts of dirty tricks he used to get each of those, or rather... Oh, it's a question. Who knows what sorts of dirty tricks he used to get each of those, guilty verdicts? And now, his successor... I wonder what kind of person they'll turn up to be. His offspring. It's no good. Mystic Maya! Oh, Pearly. Pearly! You showed up. Thanks for coming all this way. I was really worried about you. Hey, where's your mother? Didn't you two come together? Mother's watching over the trainees. She said they have training for 2 days straight with no breaks. Huh? Then you came all by yourself? Oh. A little kid all by herself? Yep, I snuck out of the manor and followed the map. Don't tell me you walked all the way here. Of course not. I ran. You ran? I can't... Oh my. It takes 2 hours by train. Oh man. Pearly, what about the train? Huh? What's a terrain? I give up. My god, I don't know, does she have like supernatural powers? Can she really just run all the way here? It's pretty crazy. It's time, isn't it? I'm really scared. What if Von Karma tries to do something to me? At least I know Mr. Edgeworth will be nicer to me than Von Karma. Mr. Edgeworth? Who's that? He's Nick's rival. Well, he's also a friend. Oh, okay, just randomly. I still remember as though I'd seen it only yesterday. Every trial was scorchingly fierce battle until the very end. Objection! It was always back and forth with them, but you were rivals for life. Maya, please don't mention that name ever again. Huh? But why, Nick? We broke up. No, I'm sorry, Maya. I forgot you didn't know. He's gone. He's not coming back. He's been cancelled. His character has been deleted from the sequel. Oh no. Wait a second. What's that supposed to mean? Court will now commence shortly. Please proceed into the courtroom. Oh, Phoenix is not gonna explain himself. Let's go. Now's not the time to talk about that anyway. Nick. Oh. Phoenix X Edgeworth. I mean, isn't it always like in almost any type of media, they always like ship the rival characters? I mean, come on. Court is now in session for the trial of Maya Fey. Are the prosecution and the defense prepared? Okay. You are a Von Karma. I see the resemblance in your hair. Same hair color, I guess. What is with this kid? Mr. Wright, are you prepared? Huh? Yes, Your Honor. Why does he always have to be mad at me? Mr. Phoenix Wright. You must be a little shocked because I'm a woman, correct? Hold on. So she's the famed successor to Prosecutor Von Karma? I am Franziska Von Karma, the prodigy. Or prodigy? Prodigy. I see. I gave up a promising career in Germany and came to this country for one sole reason. Revenge. Revenge? Is this about her father, Manfred Von Karma? If it's something of a personal nature, I'm sure you can... Ah! I'm talking. If you interrupt again, my whip will do the speaking for me. Please speak with your mouth like a normal person, I beg of you. Yeah! Make no mistake, I will defeat you. Prepare to go down, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Well, I guess she just whips everyone. That's fine. That's totally normal. Prosecutor Von Karma, your opening statement, please. Those of Von Karma blood have only one fate, and that is perfection. The defendant Maya Fey will find no escape from her guilt on my watch. Very well. What is the defense's position? Your Honor, does the defense wish to enter a plea of not guilty? Yes. Foolish fool who foolishly dreams of foolish dreams. Yes. 10 minutes. I give the defense 10 minutes before it changes its plea. That's right. I'll have you running for the justified self-defense plea in no time. Justified self-defense. A plea usually reserved for when a person unintentionally kills in defense of themselves. We could very easily make a solid case that it was self-defense, but... The defense stands by the plea of not guilty, Your Honor. Because the plea justifies self-defense is to say you did kill someone. How foolish. If that's how you want to play it, Mr. Phoenix Wright, then I shall now call the first witness. I mean, she's just as scary as her father. Like father, like daughter, I suppose. Hey, Gumshoe. Witness, your name and occupation. Yes, sir. My name's Dick Gumshoe. I'm a detective in the local precinct. Ah! Get to the point already. Explain to the court the details of this murder. Yes, sir. If everyone will please look at this map. The channeling chamber has no windows, and the door was locked shut. At the time of the murder, only the victim and the defendant were in the room. What were they doing in there? They were channeling a spirit, sir. Channeling a spirit? Oh, that's quite a look of disbelief there, Your Honor. Anyway, a few minutes after the channeling started, gunshots were heard coming from inside the room, sir. A few of the witnesses broke the door down and rushed into the room. And that's when they found that the victim was already dead, correct? I believe this is one of the most open and shut cases I've ever presided over. Okay, got a diagram. So how was the victim killed? I was about to get to that. Stop wasting my time, then. Okay, testimony time. Hooray. Ooh, it's a revolver. The direct cause of death was a pistol shot to the forehead, sir. The shot was fired from point-blank range. But before the victim was shot, sir, he was stabbed in the chest. The wound was very severe, but not enough to cause instantaneous death. The murderer used the pistol to finish the victim off after the stabbing. It's the old 1-2. So the victim was stabbed before being shot. This is the victim's autopsy report, sir. He was stabbed in the chest, he was shot in the forehead. The court accepts it into evidence, Mr. Wright. You may now question the witness. Alright. 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 Time to be a lawyer. But first, I actually want to look at the evidence. So this is the autopsy. Okay, there's no... You can't check for more information. It just says that he was stabbed in the chest, then got headshotted, right? And then again, he could have got... Well, I don't know. I mean, it seems unlikely, but he could also just been like shot in the head and then stabbed. Who knows? Could have been a different order. Who knows? I don't know. Diagram here. Okay, well. The murder weapon, Detective Gumshoe, whose pistol was it? It was the victim's. The victim? Now why would he have... Why would he have a pistol? Who cares? The point is that you're missing whose fingerprints are on that pistol. If you're not already paying attention to that, then I suggest you start. Fingerprints? There were fingerprints. Along the victims, the defendant, Maya Faze, was also on the grip, sir. Okay, fingerprints on the gun. Do we have the gun as a court record? We don't have it on the court record. So the defendant's fingerprints were left on the murder weapon. I walked right into her hands there. Point blank range. Point blank, huh? So about how far away is that? He said we're between 12 to 20 inches away. So how do you know he was shot at point blank? Mr. Phoenix Wright, I grow tired of the foolish foolery of the foolish fools of this foolish country. Foolish fool. Excuse me? Gunpowder burn. Gunpowder burn? When something is shot from point blank, a burn area is left around the bullet hole. Gunpowder exploding is what makes the bullet fire, and that's why it gets real hot, pal. And there were definitely some gunpowder burns left on the victim's forehead. Wow, never knew that. Live and learn, I guess. Gunpowder burn. Okay, he was stabbed. And what was he stabbed with? A fruit knife. I see. And whose knife was it? Looks like it belongs to the face, sir. And of course, Maya Faye's fingerprints are all over it. All over it, huh? Ugh, this doesn't look good. What will you do now, Mr. Phoenix Wright? The wound is very severe. Okay. So how severe was the wound? It had been half an inch more to the right, it wouldn't hit the victim's heart. After a stab like that, it's impossible to fight back, let alone stand. This testimony makes it sound like Mai had stabbed him with the intent to kill. The murderer used a pistol. Okay. Are you sure he was stabbed first and then shot? Yep, sure can be. One look at the wounds and you come to the same conclusion too, pal. A fool is a fool who only listens to the foolish opinions of the other foolish fools. Anyway, a pistol shot to the forehead at point blank is certainly enough to kill instantly. Does it matter then which was first? Think a little more before you open that big mouth of yours, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What a pain. Mendoxe. That's enough. We have clearly established how the victim was murdered. How about the two murder weapons we meet today? Very well, the court accepts them into evidence. Okay, pistol. It belonged to Grays. 2 shots were fired though. It has both their fingerprints. And another murder weapon, a knife. The date and time of the death was June 19th at 3:15 p.m. Eyewitness claimed to have heard 2 gunshots at this time. And 2 murder weapons, both of the defendant's fingerprints on them, this does seem like an open and shut case. Naturally. This is going from bad to worse. As if the summary just now wasn't oversimplifying things to the extreme. Your Honor, feel free to slam that little gavel of yours. After all, there's no room left for doubt, is there? That is quite true. Mr. Wright. Yes? Even in the face of all this, do you still wish to plead non-guilty? Is the opinion of the court that is, if you do not adjust your plea, you stand to lose. See? Just as I promised, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You would change your plea in less than 10 minutes. What will you do, Mr. Wright? We change to justify self-defense, because now will be the time to do so. This is your final chance. This is a huge decision. I better think this through all the way. I wonder if we get a banner with, like, pick justify self-defense. Probably. Oh well. Of course I'm not gonna do that. What's the point? I'm gonna end the game too early then. We would basically be confessing to murder. After the trial, Maya's life would be ruined, and she'd be labeled a murderer. I can't let that happen. Well, I don't know, self-defense, I mean, I don't know, unless we can prove that self-defense, that's pretty hard to prove though. Because if it is self-defense, not too bad. I don't know. Your Honor, have you reached a conclusion, Mr. Wright? The defense will not change his plea. We will accept nothing short of a complete acquittal. You have sealed your fate, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Detective! Yes, sir. Present the final portion of your testimony, the final strike. Yes, sir. Now, see here. Proceedings are run by... Ah! Yes, of course. Go ahead, detective, and give your testimony. I think the court would like to hear about the other piece of incriminating evidence. I guess this is the nail in the coffin? What is it? Sorry, pal, but there's an even more incriminating piece of evidence. This is the costume the defendant was wearing at the time of the crime. As you can see, it's covered in blood. The defendant attacked and killed the person who, without a doubt, was now fighting back. Yeah, I mean, if we plead self-defense, that'd be hard to, that'd be hard to fight for, considering that he was stabbed and then shot, supposedly. So that's impossible to really prove. So this is the costume. There certainly is evidence of back spray of blood on this. This piece of evidence links Maya Fey to the crime, sir. I see. The court accepts this into evidence. Clothes Maya was wearing at the time of the murder. There are blood splatters on it. Yeah. I don't know. Are you sure? Maybe it's tomato sauce. I don't know. Anyway. Alright, Mr. Wright. Maya's fingerprints on both murder weapons and blood splatters on her clothes. Could this situation get any worse? What's wrong? You seem to be at a loss. I think this is the last piece of testimony the prosecution should have to offer. Feel free to sulk off your tail between your legs, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Please stop calling me by my full name, it's disturbing. Naruhodo Ryuchi-san. Okay. Why did you say so in your testimony earlier? You're kinda scary today, you know, pal? Come on now, Mr. Wright. There's no need for that kind of attitude in my court. Alright, just please stop glaring at me like that. And the judge is getting whipped by an actual whip, and also being whipped by Phoenix's glare. Maya's costume. Yeah, she was wearing this when we arrested her. Maya. She's wearing her channeling costume today too. Is she not allowed to wear anything else? I guess not. This blood on the costume. Lab results show that it's the victim's blood. Well. So there is blood on the victim on the defendant's clothes. Definitely not good. So, were there any other clues you could glean from this piece of evidence? Well... If you must change the topic, then the good detective here must testify again. But too bad, not enough time, let's move on. Yes, Mr. Von Karma is perfectly correct. Not even the judge is on her side. But if I bite more than I can chew here, what should I do? For now, let's wait. You're right, Arya, there's absolutely nothing more to this. Good, well, let's continue. Okay. I'll probably press it, but let's see. Covered in blood. Okay, first I want to press this. I want to get more information. He wasn't fighting back. How do you know if he was or wasn't? We could find no evidence that the victim put any sort of struggle, pal. So did the murderer have a fight with the victim or not? Depending on this, the circumstances around this murder changed drastically. We're in real trouble now. If only had something to prove that the victim did fight back. But Von Karma, she thinks you can decide the verdict with this testimony alone. Well, I'll find a critical contradiction somehow, and then I'll have her. Okay, I'll press this again. Let's see if we get more information from pressing this further. Okay, perfectly correct. Maybe not. Why is Miss Von Karma suddenly putting up resistance? There must be a reason as to why she's suddenly thrown an objection like that. There must be something about this costume. Actually, now that I look at it, you can't really see it here. We can see it on the screen, however. Something is amiss. I just have to look harder. Look at it! Mr. Wright, Miss Von Karma's logic is perfect. There's no way for you to poke a hole in it, wink wink. Looks like my time is up. About the costume. There's one little thing. Your Honor, actually, there is something very wrong with this piece of evidence. What? What are you talking about, pal? Where is this problem you're talking about? I've come this far, there's no turning back now. The problem I have with this piece of evidence is here! Right here! This thing. What is this thing? Is this like a stain? Or is it a hole? Looks like a hole to me. It looks a little ripped, right? So. I asked the court to please take a look at the sleeve of this costume. The sleeve? There is a tiny hole in here. A hole? But that wasn't in the report. Hold on. What's this around the hole? It smells faintly of gunpowder. Can you smell it? I don't know. I don't know how they keep the evidence. Do they put it in little plastic bags? Can you smell it that way if you put your nose to it? I don't know. Anyway. Gunpowder? No one ever told me. A hole that smells of gunpowder. Looks like I found the hole I was looking for. Your Honor, the only logical conclusion you can make is that it must be a bullet hole. Order, order, order. This is a very grave matter. It's best we correct the court record first before anything else. Okay. Sorry about that. I guess we messed up, sir. Okay, now we can check it. Okay, now we can actually look at it. Now, it's funny we didn't get a chance to look at it before. You know, before actually pointing out what was wrong with it, but now we do. Is she actually smiling? What else is she hiding? Pull yourself together, detective. That tiny hole doesn't change a thing. The strength of the evidence still holds. Continue your testimony that just now was a fluke, nothing more. How can you say something like that? This is a huge oversight. While I agree it is a mistake on the part of the police, what Prosecutor Von Karma has said is true. The evidence still stands. If you do not find a more definitive problem with the evidence, then... no way. Detective Gumshoe, please continue your testimony. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Here's the problem. If there's a hole, if there's a bullet hole in that costume, why is there a bullet hole in that costume? Oh, someone shot a bullet through it. Why is there a bullet through it? There was, well, technically there were 2 gunshots, right? One gunshot went into Gray's forehead. We only assume the other gunshot went in through this costume. And through that conclusion, we can maybe extrapolate the fact that maybe someone was aiming a gun at Maya, you know? So this statement, the defendant attacked and killed a person who without a doubt was not fighting back, might not be true. Maybe he was fighting back. Maybe he used a gun and shot at Maya. I'm guessing. Maybe. I don't know. Detective Dick Gumshoe. Yes? Having you call me by my full name is kind of a weird feeling. You said that my client killed a person who without a doubt was not fighting back. Yeah, I did. Then what, may I ask, is the bullet hole you police overlooked supposed to mean? What does it mean? I'll tell you what it means. It means that the victim had fired off a shot. Is this what it means to not fight back? Ah, you're right. It seems you are correct. The victim had tried to shoot the defendant, then... Or it would change everything if that was the case. Alright, the wind seems to be shifting. Huh. What was with that "are you finished yet" laugh? Are you finished yet, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Miss Von Karma? It seems that Maya Fey was shot at by the victim. However, there is only grounds enough to support a justified self-defense plea. That is correct. But I'm sure you remember, Your Honor, what the defense clearly said. They rejected justified self-defense and pleaded not guilty. Ah, now that you... Why, that's right. Which means the defense has yet to prove anything at all. No. Well, maybe we should have pleaded self-defense. Oh well. Well, that is true. Furthermore, just the fact there is a bullet hole in the costume is not enough to substantiate even a plea of justified self-defense. Huh? How so? Ah! Don't just stand there. Hurry up and tell the court what transpired that day. With the new information we acquired added in, of course. You mean by myself? You want me to put together this scenario all by myself? Nah! Yes, sir, right away, sir. Okay. During the channeling, the defendant saw her chance to stab the victim in the chance to stab the victim in the chest. Of course, the victim used the last of his strength to fight back, sir. While the two were fighting, the victim took out his gun. The victim took a shot, but because they were too close, he missed. The defendant then picked up on the opening, took the victim's gun, and ended it. And that's a supposed scenario. This scenario you have put together does make sense. Yes, sir. Well, Mr. Wright? Well, on the surface it does seem to make sense. However, I won't give up that easily. But please refrain from glaring at me like that, sir. Now then, your cross-examination, please. Well, there is quite a difference in height between Dr. Gray and the defendant. Added body strength, and it seems unlikely the defendant could have stabbed the victim. Well, now that you mention it, yeah, I guess. You think you can get away with such flimsy reasoning, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Maya Fey was in the middle of channeling, was she not? When channeling with the Kurain channeling technique, the medium physically changes. With the nurse's build, the defendant could have easily been a match for the doctor. You know about that? She even studied up on the Kurain channeling technique. Like I said before, I am perfect. What we were talking about, I didn't quite get it. Never mind, let's continue with the testimony. I feel like the judge is not really being a judge in this scenario. So he was stabbed, but the stab wound didn't kill him. But if you think about the blood loss, he was probably hurt pretty bad. How badly hurt would you say he was? Well, actually, I went to give blood the other day, and afterward I felt a little lightheaded and dizzy. I guess the damage was maybe about 10 times the dizziness. Ah! Sorry. He just went off on a tangent. He gets whipped. Where in the world did that pistol come from? It looks like the victim, Dr. Gray, has specifically brought it out for that day. But a handgun? Well, he got it off the black market about 2 days before the murder. Why did Dr. Gray bring a gun? Was he taking precautions against something? Took a shot, but it's too close, he missed. So you're saying that the bullet hole in his costume was made then? Sorry, pal, but yeah, that's what I think. The two of them were already fighting when a shot was fired. Maya, well, I'm really glad you weren't hurt. Then picked up the opening, took the victim's gun, and ended it. Well, Maya's never fired a gun before in her life. The victim had already taken off the safety. The safety off, even an amateur like you can fire it just by pulling the trigger. Even me? I wonder. Now do you understand? Von Karma's logic is perfect. Well, his testimony certainly makes us look very bad, but There's gotta be a contradiction there somewhere, and uncovering it is gonna uncover the truth. I can feel it. Uh-oh. Okay, so... I actually don't know. Because I have no idea. What's the contradiction? The friend saw her chance to stab the victim in the chest. Okay. Use the life and strength to fight back. Let's look at the evidence. What's the autopsy? Stab in the chest, then shot in point blank. Gunpowder residue in around the bullet hole. It's a murder weapon. Pistol, autopsy. There's this weird bullet hole here as well. I don't know when's that gonna be relevant, I'm not sure. The victim took out his gun. Took a shot because they were too close. He missed. He missed. What's he missed? Objection, but I don't know what to object. I'm not sure. What's the statement I'm supposed to object? Phoenix is saying there is a contradiction. There probably is. Picked it up on the opening, took the victim's gun and ended it. Apparently, there are fingerprints on the gun, so that makes sense, I guess. What is the contradiction? Was he saying that's not jiving the facts? Hold the gun out in court? Yeah, just do that. Just take out the gun and just shoot everyone. No. You can use the vitalizer strength to fight back, sir. While the two were fighting, the victim took out his gun. Look at his gun. Took a shot. They were too close. He missed. I mean, again, this folding screen, but I don't know how that proves anything. I feel like if I use this, it's kind of like, again, that's jumping the gun. Yeah, ironically, jumping the gun. The gun is involved, and I'm jumping over it. Picked up the opening, took the victim's gun, and ended it. Okay, I don't know. I need to like see this text all over again. Okay, different time, blah blah. And then she says, nope. She was channeling, right? So she had the same body height, apparently. So, like, would have been possible, or whatever. Okay, I don't think that's relevant right now. So he stabbed, wouldn't kill him. He was really hurt, apparently. I guess Gumshoe goes on a tangent. Where did the pistol come from? Handgun. 2 days from black market. Precautions against something. Malpractice. Here's Von Karma. Apparently she's 18. Same age as Maya. I don't know, she seems older. To me, anyway. Miney, a lot of heart. The victim took a shot. He missed. So you're saying the bullet hole in this costume was made then? That's what you think? The two of them were already fighting when a shot was fired. Two of them was already fighting when a shot was fired. Wow, okay, wow, I'm stuck. I have this, like, feeling where I'm like, what exactly am I supposed to do? I haven't. I don't know. I'm actually, yeah, confused. Let's see. I have to go over the evidence. Okay, well, to the fighting, victim took out a gun, he took a shot, he missed, and then apparently, supposedly, the scenario is that the defendant took the gun instead, and then killed him, apparently. That is true, there was 2 shots fired. Knife. Stabbed him, and then took the gun? I mean, I guess that makes sense. She could dual wield, you know? Stab, take the gun, shoot him. It'd be tough, I guess, but not impossible. That's what they're saying. 8 inches on the ground. Diagram? No, I don't think that's relevant right now. Apparently, well, okay, there's blood on the whole costume here, and the bullet thing here. Like, assuming Gumshoe's scenario is correct, she would stab him, blood was splattered on her, that makes sense, I guess. Then he shoots the gun, there's a bullet hole right here, bullet hole. And then she took the gun herself and then shot him in the head. All in like close range, apparently. Man, I don't know, what exactly is wrong? What's wrong with this? Stabbed in the chest and shot at point blank. Gunpowder residue. Round bullet hole. Ah, yeah. Does it have something to do with the gun? Maybe? Wow, I don't know. It's Maya's and Grace's fingerprints. Ooh. Oh god. Wow, my brain's going overdrive because I don't know exactly what I'm trying to prove. During the challenge, the defendant saw her chance to stab the victim in the chest. I guess. The victim used the last restraint to fight back, sir. Okay, supposedly stab. He wants to fight back. While two fighting, the victim took out his gun. So supposedly there's a struggle? Okay, maybe this is... Took out his gun, took a shot, but they were too close. He missed. Then picked up on the opening, took the victim's gun, and ended it. What's the cut? Ah! Wow, I'm gonna be stuck on this for like 5 hours. Normally it'd be, it'd be obvious. Ironically, whenever Phoenix says something is obvious, it's never obvious for me. Like, there's a contradiction, I can uncover it. And then he doesn't give a hint at all. Other times, sometimes he gives a hint and makes it easier. But other times, not so much. He just says, hey, it's easy, just look at it, there's a contradiction. And I'm like, there is? There's a contradiction? Where? Where? Shot point blank. You left straight fight back, sir. Small fruit knife. I mean, there's one thing weird. I don't know if it's correct. But why would she pick up the gun if she had a knife in her hand? Couldn't she just stab him again rather than shoot him? But then again, I don't know. That might be stretching it because I don't know. Picked up in the opening, took the victim's gun, and ended it. Why? Oh, I don't know. I don't know what statement is the contradiction. Assuming this is the contradiction, why couldn't she have done that? Maybe. Bullet hole, residue. Wow, I don't know why I'm already stuck. 8 inches off the ground. Maybe it does have something to do with the folding screen? I don't know. Cause that's weird. Why is there a bullet hole 8 inches off the ground in the screen? Because if they were fighting, I don't know. Too close, he missed. I don't know. Because that's weird, because why is this... I mean, I don't know, I'm trying to imagine. If they were like fighting or something at the same body height, the bullet most likely would have either, you know, hit the ceiling or hit the ground or in front of them, but why exactly here? But I don't know. I don't know if that's what I'm trying to prove. Took the victim's gun and ended it. Stab the victim in the chest. Bullet hole. I mean, I guess what they're trying to say, while they were fighting, she had the costume, they were fighting. Apparently, he tried to shoot her, then he shot around her arm, I guess, shot her hand. But he missed, I guess. It's hard to tell. Is this like a full hole? Because I don't know. I don't know how it would work, but like, you'd imagine it like go through the cloth, right? So it was just like a... Because I see like maybe it's the same color as the cloth in the shadows, so I was thinking maybe it's like one hole. Now like, you think it'd be like 2 holes, right? Would penetrate the entire cloth. You would have like technically 2 holes. I don't know. Ah. The victim took a shot. But because they were too close, he missed. Too close, he missed. Well, here's some... I don't know, again. Here's something weird. Because we learned in autopsy, when someone was shot point blank, there's supposed to be gunpowder residue around the bullet hole, right? Supposedly, if they were close, there should be residue around this hole. But I don't know what does gunpowder residue look like in the first place? I don't know. Is it like, I guess, fire? Like, you know, burnt stuff? So you imagine it would be like a little bit burnt here, maybe. I don't know. I don't know much about guns, to be honest. Other than like in video games. But, they said something about gunpowder residue. Then there should be some gunpowder residue around this hole, right? If there isn't, that means the gun wasn't shot at point blank. Right? That's my guess. It's the only thing I can think of after, like, you know, massaging my brain for like 10 minutes. Because I think that's what we're trying to prove. That's the contradiction. If there was a gunshot shot very close, there would have been gunpowder residue. The judge mentioned something about the smell, but he didn't say anything about, like, you know, seeing residue, so... I hope I'm right, because otherwise I have no idea. Missing the tiny hole on this costume. will be the prosecution's undoing. Okay, good. I think I got it. What do you mean? This little hole has actually created a huge hole in your testimony. Explain yourself, Mr. Wright. You said the two of them were fighting when the victim fired his gun at point blank. If that were true, then where's the gunpowder burn on the costume? Gunpowder burn? This is what you testified earlier. When something is shot from point blank, a burn area is left around the bullet hole. Oh! But there's not a single trace of gunpowder burn on this costume. Yeah. It's kind of hard to tell though. What does gunpowder burn look like? I'm not sure. But I guess, like, you know, it's not... doesn't look like that, I guess. There's a very good point. And what exactly does this mean? It means that when the shot was fired, they were standing apart from each other. I'm disappointed, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You think you can punch a hole in my logic with that? That wishy-washy thinking like that, anyone can explain anything away. Then I'd implore you to disapprove my line of thinking. Let's see. In the middle of their fight, the victim pushed the defendant away. And it was then when they were separated that he fired. How was that? As if that was even possible. According to the testimony, the wound from the stabbing was very severe. The victim wouldn't have had the strength to push the defendant very far after that. Well, then... that's right. The defendant must have had pushed the victim away. After stabbing him, she must have put some space between the doctor and herself. And then, while she was preparing to strike again, the doctor took a shot. There, that should satisfy even you. That does make an awful lot of sense. What do you think, Mr. Wright? I must be careful. I can't afford to make a mistake here. Concentrate and think. No. 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 There's a fatal flaw in your argument, Your Honor. Fatal? Flaw? Yeah. Very interesting. I would have loved to see what this flaw is. Show me something that contradicts my explanation. There has to be a snag in her explanation somewhere. She put some distance between them before rushing to make a final blow. And when she was about to strike, the doctor took his shot. There must be a piece of evidence that contradicts this line of thinking. Okay. So apparently what she's saying is that because they were trying to say, like, you know, maybe the victim pushed the defendant away and then he shot. But that seems unlikely because he was stabbed in the chest, so he would not be able to move really, because he was quite injured. So instead they're saying Maya pushed him away to put some distance, and then he shot the gun, missed, and then she rushed him to take the gun and shoot him. Apparently. Supposedly. But I'm thinking, maybe it's this? Because I'm thinking, like, if they put their distance away, because if they were close together, maybe it would make sense. Because, you know, you never really predict where the gun, like, the bullet will go if you're close together like that. But if they were far away, why would he shoot, like a bullet that would apparently hit here, right? On someone's body, I guess they're near their torso, and yet the bullet is near this hole on the ground. You would have to be, like, standing over them to do that, but it's not very likely because then, well, you have to be very tall, wouldn't you? You have to be at the ceiling. The angle doesn't make sense. I think, unless there's anything else relating to, like, shooting and bullets and whatnot, I don't think so. Maybe other than the fact that maybe, like, why would she rush him in the first place? That's weird. Why would she not just stab him, not take his gun? Why you take his gun? Just stab him. Why you take his gun and shoot him? That's weird. I don't know. But I feel like... well, this is my gut feeling. I think you're supposed to present the folding screen to show the fact that the bullet hole proves that it was impossible that they would have been, like, far apart and have that correct angle in the first place. I think? Let's see. This is the piece of evidence that destroys your logic. What is that? A floating screen? I would like to point out the court's attention to the hole in the floating screen. It looks like you already know what I'm talking about. Ooh, where, what? Mr. Wright, your explanation, please. Are these two really that clueless? The bullet went through the defendant's sleeve first, then the folding screen. It passed through at a height of approximately 8 inches off the ground, which means... when the shot was fired, Maya, I mean the defendant, was not getting ready to strike, but was actually squatting low to the ground. I guess, yeah. Because I was thinking like she was standing, but she could also just be like low to the ground, I don't know. Now please look at the diagram of the crime scene. The victim, Dr. Gray, was here when he fired the shot, and then the bullet hit his folding screen. It hit it at this location, about 8 inches off the ground. At this time, the defendant was in this area. Where was she? I don't know. Here? Oh, what was Phoenix trying to say? Like, she's over here or over here? Around here? Like, maybe over here? I mean, she could be in a lot of places. But if she was far away, then I mean, look at the angle over here. Like here. Around this area, right? Maybe? She couldn't really be standing here. Maybe behind the folding screen? Here. Behind the folding screen? Oh, okay, maybe not. Even though that's obviously impossible. I guess so. Whoops. Penalty. Okay, I don't know. Maybe I thought maybe they were fighting, and then she hid behind the screen for some reason. I don't know. Maybe not. So I mean, the only position will be right here, right? In between the folding screen and the victim, around this area. Somewhere around here. Uh-oh, the judge's face is scrunched up like he just smelled something serious bad breath. That is, I mean... Oh wait, I just realized, I forgot to brush this morning. Excuse me while I freshen up. Sure, in the meantime, while you think these through again. Well... Wow, I'm getting a lot of penalties. I'm not sure exactly where she would be. She would be squatting on the ground, so in front of the folding screen? Okay, so she was in front of the folding screen. Okay, I got it mixed up. Because I was thinking she was behind the folding screen, she's right in front of the folding screen. Whoops. Wait a second. We know the defendant was close to the ground based on the height of the bullet hole, but how can you gauge the distance from that? Isn't it possible the defendant was staying much closer to the victim? That's impossible. But why? Well, you of all people should know the answer to that question, Miss Von Karma. If you were shot from somewhere closer, there would have been gunpowder burns present. However, there is nothing of the sort around the bullet hole of this costume. Ah! Curse you, Miss Frida Phoenix Wright! You... I believe it has now been proven that the defendant was standing a ways from the victim when she was shot at. But do you think this has changed the defendant's situation? It changes everything. Honestly, Your Honor, this changes everything. The prosecution has claimed the defendant was aiming to kill by stabbing. If that were true, delivering the final strike with a knife would be ideal. However, where and what was the defendant doing at that time? Squatting all the way by the folding screen? Exactly. If Maya Fey was the real murderer, why would she be by the folding screen instead of preparing to strike? Upon further consideration, it does make very little sense. Yeah, I figured there had to be a reason. Figuring things out and proving the logic behind everything is your job. Alright, with this, the rest of the trial should be in the... Oh, finger waggling. Blast radius of disaster. You are such a smart man, Phoenix Wright. I think you've been able to take a completely hopeless case to this point. Now I know why Papa had a tough time with you. You amuse me. Ugh, of all things to inherit, why'd that be that smarmy smile? Detective? How dare you damage my perfect logic? How's it my fault? You can start repairing your standing by first removing that 3-strand goatee. Oh, and rest assured, your punishment will come later. Punishment? Well then, Your Honor, I think I've had all I can take of this detective's face. I think it's time to call in the next witness. Next witness? That's gotta be Lotta. Very well. The court will now take a 5-minute recess. After we reconvene, we will hear from the next witness. Alright. It's gonna be more court time. I definitely got stuck there, you know, the whole bullet thing, but we somehow made it through. I wonder what Lotta's gonna show us in the trial. The photos, right? Of the murder scene? Supposedly? I guess so.